Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is TWiT.
The summer music series continues here off their new album, Lasers and Feelings. We present to you the Doubleclicks playing their song, The Mystery's Gone.
The day that I found Twitter was the day I fell in love. It had so many brilliant thoughts that made me say, me too. And you had conversations with the people I respect. The best celebrities retweeted you. The first time that I saw your site, my jaw dropped to the floor. I thought I was the only one who still watched MST. You're cooler than anyone in my town or in my state. We were online BFFs and everything was great. But then I met you in real life and now the mystery's gone. I don't wanna have your babies anymore. In real life you are just as lame as everybody else. And we can never get back to how it was before. Your real voice doesn't sound much like your podcast. And it's clear now you calculate your photo angles well. More than that, you're awkward and frankly, you're kind of mean. But through the internet, I couldn't tell. In real life, you don't have any new jokes. And when you talk about the web, it just seems kind of lame. In real life, you spend most of your time looking at your phone. I mean, so do I, but at least I feel some shame. Too bad I met you in real life, 'cause now the mystery's gone. I don't wanna have your babies anymore. In real life, you are just as lame as everybody else. And we can never get back to how it was before. Real life disappointed me, like raisins in an oatmeal cookie. Like an airplane I thought was a shooting star. Thought I found a parking spot, but there's a smart car. Too bad I met you in real life, 'cause now the mystery's gone. I don't wanna have your babies anymore. In real life you are just as lame as everybody else. And we can never get back to how it was before. It's your moment, your time. We have asked for your input. You can say whatever you want. For one shining second, you're offered the spotlight. You can choose to take it or not. You might think that you're funny or being ironic, but it's an old joke we've all heard. And when it comes to it really, when all's said and done, you're still the guy who yelled "Free Bird." Why did you yell "Free Bird"? You are the guy who yelled "Free Bird." Free bird, free bird. Nobody wants to hear "Free Bird." It's the first thing that comes into everyone's mind, unless they have something to say. No one is laughing except in disgust, and the band wants you to go away. I know you don't want us to really play Skinnerd. The request is at this point absurd. Even if your bros are patting your back, you're still the guy who yelled "Free Bird." Why did you yell "Free Bird"? You are the guy understand. You see, we're in a band, and we hear that damn joke every day. Did you notice your wife has let go of your hand, and your friends are all backing away? I'm not saying it's fair, but everyone's thinking you're a jerk or a prick or a turd. If I leave here tomorrow, you'll still be the guy who yelled free bird. Why did you yell free bird? You are the guy who yelled free bird. Free bird, free bird. Nobody wants to hear free bird. This is a song for the people who like to call us fake geek girls. I entered this scene through rejection, and honesty. Nerds weren't mean, they were weird, and that worked for me after years of teasing. When social skills failed me, Dungeons and Dragons cured all that ailed me. We read books, we played games, we made art, we watched Lost, we said things like D20, shipping and Manicost. It felt good to be myself, not being mocked, still self-conscious though we whispered things about jocks. But one day you grow up, come into your own. Now geek's not rejection, it's a label I own. Then ignorant haters come to prove me wrong. Tell me I'm not nerdy enough to belong. I've got nothing to prove. I've got nothing to prove. I've got nothing to prove. Fake geek girl test, that's a funny one. Go ahead, how many comic books are there I haven't read? I know it feels good to have a contest you win. It would feel even better if I wanted in. So women aren't geeks, is that your conclusion? That this is some secret club based on exclusion? 12-year-old dorks would say you're being selfish, and then they'd go write in their journals in Elvish. I've got nothing to prove. I've got nothing to prove. I've got nothing to prove. I've got cred, but honestly, I shouldn't need it. This world needs all kinds of folks to complete it. You've got gamers and artists and comic subscribers, cosplayers, crafters, and fan fiction writers. You can stop, never say fake geek again. Our club needs no bouncers, all who want in get in. But go ahead if you want to own that role fully. I ain't got nothing to prove to a bully. I've got nothing to prove. I've got nothing to prove. I've got nothing to shape and you're not the right size. You don't get along with others, but you need to realize that the actors in the movies are not what you're supposed to be. You are good the way you are, 'cause you are you, that's best you see. We've all been looking for role models and turned our eyes to Hollywood, but that's not where to find them. Look to yourself, yes, that is good, it's okay. Velociraptor, don't be sad. Velociraptor, 'cause you're the size of a turkey, not a lion. Can't turn a knob and don't have friends upon whom you can rely. The movies have created an unattainable expectation. The raptors in those films were a fictional creation. Don't judge yourself too hard, Velociraptor. You are good the way you are, Velociraptor. Roar, Velociraptor! Roar, Velociraptor! When I was first learning of love as a teenager, one source gave me all my ideas and theories. Jane Austen's masterpiece work, Pride and Prejudice, or actually the 1995 BBC miniseries. Oh, that Mr. Darcy, so gruff and so distant, with a sensitive spirit, just waiting to shine. There's a good reason that women love jerks. It seems like a fantastic idea at the time. Oh, 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 Mr. Darcy, oh, 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 Colin Firth, you're tall, dark, and handsome, charming and wonderful. No other men are worth half what you're worth. When I was 19, I traveled to Europe to study and learn and go clubbing and drink. There was a cute boy in my history lessons who hailed from near London and mostly ignored me. So of course I fell for him and his charming voice. His detachment and rudeness got me in a snap. He finally noticed me at the end of semester, took me on one date, and treated me like crap. Oh, 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 Mr. Darcy, oh, 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 Colin Firth, you wily old bastard, you wonderful specimen, you've messed up the hearts of young girls round the earth. If you meet a gentleman hailing from England, don't be so impressed. Hold on to your heart. Just because a guy has a British accent does not mean he's witty or decent or smart. If a boy treats you with tasteful indifference, if he is handsome but bristly and cold, don't be intrigued just because he's ignoring you. Not every asshole has a heart of gold. Oh, 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 Mr. Darcy, oh, 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 Colin Firth, you wily old bastard, you wonderful specimen, you've messed up the hearts of young girls round the earth. Oh, 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 Mr. Darcy, oh, 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 Colin Firth, you're tall, dark, and handsome, charming and wonderful. No other men are worth half what you're worth. Sing a little lullaby to Mr. Bear. Tell him that you love him and that you are there. Mr. Bear needs to know you're there. So sing a little lullaby to Mr. Bear. You are ready to go to sleep. You and Mr. Bear are tucked in tight. Won't it feel good just to go to sleep and close your eyes, counting 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. When the lights turn out, the darkness comes, and I fear it. I can see the monsters and the ghosts and the spirits. You need to be watchful. Why do you close your eyes? Mr. Bear needs protection from the torture and demise. Out goes the light and it's dark as coal. The monsters feed on dreams and they're coming for your soul. Don't look now, child, it's better you not see. Just wait here for your doom, counting 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So sing a little lullaby to Mr. Bear.
Monsters everywhere.
Tell him that you love him and that you are there.
Blood is in the air.
Mr. Bear needs to know you're there. So sing a little lullaby to
Better say your
Mr. Bears. You're sure not tall, and you're not all that attractive, 'cause you're a level 8 dwarf and you drink too much ale. You drink way too much ale. But you've got a nice axe and you know how to use it. It's +2 against zombies. And the moment you set foot in this campaign, you set a magic missile on my heart and charm person on my brain. Dungeons and Dragons, yes, I like playing Dungeons and Dragons with you. Yes, I do, yes, I like playing Dungeons and Dragons. But I wanna get you out of this fantasy world and into my fantasy, and out of this basement and into the sun. Dungeons and Dragons, one time you saved me by setting an oncoming horde of golems on fire. And one time you saved me from the mouth of a volcano, 'cause you can levitate, which was a very clever spell choice. And I think the other players might be starting to suspect, 'cause you're always saving me when shit turns to heck. But this is so much more than Dungeons and Dragons. Yes, I like playing Dungeons and Dragons with you. Yes, I do. Yes, I like playing Dungeons and Dragons. But I wanna get you out of this fantasy world and into my fantasy, where you could be my boyfriend and we could go out to dinner. Dungeons and Dragons. As we finish this battle and we slay the dragon and look around her lair for loot, like gold and magic items, I look around this room at all these fracking nerds and all their fracking books and their fracking dice and their primarily Windows-based computers and their Doritos and Mountain Dew. Everything here is disgusting but you. And Dungeons and Dragons, yes, I like playing Dungeons and Dragons with you. Yes, I do, yes, I like playing Dungeons and Dragons. But I wanna get you out of this fantasy world and into my fantasy and into my bed, where we could have sex. Dungeons and Dragons.
Everybody!